stack versus slightly smaller mid stack, you can still see that everything. You're always careful about how you continue on the turn, but the moment you reach an equal stack size with another mid stack, you have to start checking back. And we have seen it drops from 90% to 45%. You have to give up more air, you have to put in more queen X in your checking range, more 10x, more ace jacks, also checking back some jack nines. Bottom line is that you want to pot control. And as the big blind in these kind of scenarios, especially when there's not a huge short stack present, so let's say you are always on the mid stack, maybe you have a 50-20 big blind, 50 to 20 big blind stack, and you have most of the time 30, 40, 50 big blind stacks, you want to be check raising still quite reasonable, let's say 10 to 50% of your draws, your bottom pairs will protect. As you've seen, in reality, the defending range against the other position range or the position pair is never going to be as we've seen here in Pyro. Let's take a look into another spot, big stack versus mid stack, no shorties. We're also going to compare this spot with when we have a 10 big blind and a 3 big blind shorty, something that I bothered Nico with a lot because the results were quite surprising and I couldn't believe it, but we checked it multiple times. But let's first start with this hand. We face a c-bet. See the stack sizes that I was using here. Queen 8 deuce, and we see a similar pattern, very high c-betting. Let me quickly open the Pyro sim. Does it feel natural for you in these kind of spots to check raise a lot? Let's say when you're mid stack and raising to already 8 big blinds would mean already a bit of stacks, like, or you don't raise at all, or you play these spots super aggressive. How does it work for you? Because I think especially final tables, it's very important to maybe also share some experience how it works for you. Yeah?
I would basically not have a raising range pretty much, because there is just like such a narrow range that I would raise for value. It would be really hard to like find the correct bluff, like very few gambles. Right?
I actually raise a lot in better ranges than those on the big stack.
Yeah? When you're the big stack or when
no, when also the other big stack opens, it is obviously too many hands, but he's also a loose post flop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you think that you can't find enough bluffs? I mean, all the draws and bottom pairs, like
King 8 deuce.
Okay, on King 8 deuce, yeah.
It's kind of hard, to find enough.
10-9, Jack 10 with backdoor flush draw.
Some of the frequencies, right?
Yeah. 6-7 with backdoor flush draw, 9-6.
I mean, there are like combos that are good. It's just hard to find the frequencies of those combos compared to like King 8 deuces.
Well, that's the point. You don't want to think about frequencies. You want to think about, is this profitable according to what I know? When you think too much about frequencies, you think about too much ranges in GTO. But this spot is never going to happen against this guy. The only question we want to ask ourselves, is this profitable here right now?
Oh yeah, people
against
are
this guy?
like, yeah, sure.
Then we should be raising 10-9 with backdoor flush draw and stuff, right? Especially in these dry boards, King 8, and this is the same principle we have learned yesterday when there are actually not so many draws present. He's supposed to defend a lot of ace highs with backdoor flush draws. He's supposed to defend queen jack with backdoor flush draws, some queen 10s. It's not doing that. Because also for him, ICM pressure is high, he doesn't want to risk his great table situation, and he might shy away from a little bit from this situation.
I think I'm going to play pretty carefully and trapily, I would say, against the big stack in this situation. Because,
what?
Because if I'm a mid stack and I have got a good hand, as he said, if I check raise it, it's pretty face up. But if I just check call, he's probably going to barrel off again because he thinks he can bully me, right, at the final table.
Well, this is of course also a viable strategy that you say, well, I attack the fact that he's c-betting too wide and not defending enough, so I check raise my draws, and I check all my strong hands to trap him. Who says that this is wrong? It's wrong according to theory, but is it wrong according to what's happening in real life on final tables? If we think that he's spewing and barreling too much, of course I'm never going to check raise for value here. I'm always going to check all my king 8s, but I'm going to check raising all my draws. So essentially my check raising range is super weak. But does he know? No, he doesn't. The problem is, and that's why theory doesn't want it, actually then the counter strategy will for him would be just to 3-bet everything on the flop, or just jam against your check raise, or defend super wide. But that's not going to happen. That's the game tree we don't even need to think about. Yeah?
And that's also because I was thinking that maybe like just calling could be good, because people tend to really overdo it when they're the chip leader, right? You say that like on the turn they're supposed to check back because they carry all this garbage, right? They just bet range, and then on the turn they're left with like so much air.
Exactly.
People just really overbluff the turns as well. So like if we just maybe we don't really want to raise values. It depends on the player obviously, but like just a general thought, like chip leaders really tend to overbarrel. Like compared to Payo, like when it says they're supposed to check back 65% or 70, it's never happening.
Yeah. So that's of course very player dependent, right? You have to have not necessarily this super strong read, but maybe you've seen a showdown or the tendency that he's just too spewy. So we have the situation that he has, you can barely see it, 62 big blinds, and we have 39, 38 big blinds here. And we face the situation of a c-bet, of course, and I think that the call is pretty trivial here. And we want to look into what he's supposed to be c-betting in position. And you can see again really wide pre-flop range, yet very wide c-betting range. Even though he's barely giving up any hands, actually the most obvious give-ups are the ace highs and the king highs. But in this spot, and if we compare that with chip EV, we see that, let's see the other stacks real quick, sorry. So we have a 37 big blind. How much does he have? 32 big blinds, 47 big blinds, 62, 55, 39. So as you can see, very heavy mid-stacks distribution. We don't really have a clear short stack. So once we see that the ICM impact here, one reason why we are also defending relatively wide is we don't have a short stack, and this is a mistake I did in this hand. We're going to see that later on the turn, that I overvalued ICM here. All right. So since we don't have a short stack, we don't need to be so extremely careful. So let's take a look into versus C. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, if everyone wants to say hi, we're live on Instagram here. So say hi, everyone.
What's up?
Are you guys having a good time? Yes. Because everyone on the internet is super jealous right now. You guys should be here. Ben, any hellos?
Hello.
Hello, thanks. So we'll let you get back to it.
A very German hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get back to work.
Absolutely.
Fun is over. Get out of here. All right. So first.